Hi there, and welcome again to Cross's Corner. I'm Martin Cross, and in the corner today is the amazing Ainia Cid Centrales from Spain. Hey, Ainia.
Hello.
Now, you are amazing for lots of things, and I really don't know where to start. Oh my goodness, are you an NCAA winner?
I am. I
That's
am.
crazy. You won the NCAAs with the Buckeyes with Ohio State.
Yes, right you are. Yeah. Yeah, 3 times in a row.
You're joking.
No. I think we still are the only university that has accomplished that.
That is sensational. So that's one incredible achievement. So you're also a 3 times Olympian,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
which is a thing because you're still young. You're still only 30 now, I think.
Yeah.
So it's quite a big deal to have gone to 3 Olympics. Um, you've also won medals in European Championships
Mm-hmm.
and in World Championships. I'm
Yes.
thinking in 2 European Championships and 1 World Championships.
Uh Actually it's 4 because I think I let me check. Yeah. I've got a gold, a silver, and 2 bronzes, and then a bronze medal from 2018. Yeah, a
Wow.
world
Have you
bronze.
got them on the wall behind you?
Uh Not really. They are on a little. I don't know how do you call that. Like a display thing.
Yeah.
They're like, I don't know how if I can show you. It's like over up there.
Oh, yeah, love that. Thank you for that. And you are also a master's in child motor development. Have I got that right?
You've got that right. Yeah.
Wow. And you've got your own business.
Not yet. Well, actually, a month ago, I just registered my nonprofit organization that I'm building up from scratches. So that's quite a project that I have between my hands and rowing.
Yeah.
So it's it's not a business because obviously I think that motor development has such an impact on sport, and I think that I wouldn't like to get profit out of it.
Oh, right.
Uh, so that's what I'm doing. I'm just getting started at it.
That's incredible. So you're so accomplished. Um, and and you are also competing in Plovdiv
Hmm.
in I guess it's a few days' time, just under 2 weeks for the European Championships in a new boat. Do you want to talk to us about that and what you hope for the Europeans?
So basically, we've changed a lot of things within the rowing federation, and they wanted to try the double. We The thing is, I rode for so many years on port side, and then the last Olympic cycle, I changed to starboard side to row with Esther, but my body just couldn't deal with it. So we wanted to try if sculling would have been better for my body, and it seems that is working out. So we tried a double with another girl that was in the four last year, and
Yeah.
it seems to be working pretty well. We don't really know how it's gonna go. We have very high hopes that it goes fast enough to continue training the double, but we still have to compete and see where we at.
Okay. So give me a sense. Are you the top women's boat in the Spanish Federation, or?
Yes, we are.
Oh, right, that's pretty cool. Um, so what do you think of your opposition in the doubles in the Europeans? Have you got any sense of who you're racing?
I
I
must
can help
say,
you out if you want.
yeah. Well, I must say, changing from the pair to the double, it's
Yeah,
another scenario. Like I know the girls, it's just I don't know the field. Like I know
yeah,
who has competed, but I know the Greek girls that were in the lightweight double that I know they're going to be good. I
yeah.
know,
Confident Fitzer.
yeah, I know the Netherlands is going to be good because they were in the quad. Um, but I just don't know the field. I don't know if our times are going to be good enough or not,
Yeah,
or because at the end of the day, we're still at the beginning of the Olympic cycle. So the engine is just starting up again.
yeah,
So we still have time to improve, and there might be a lot of changes, not just for us, but for the whole field. I mean,
yeah,
like I do remember the girl. I don't know her name. I don't remember. Boss, the girl from the Netherlands. She started in the double, but then went to the quad.
yeah, yeah.
Now
Lincoln
she's
Boss.
back to the double. Yeah.
Yeah,
So I don't really know what to expect, to be honest.
yeah. That's really interesting. You're rowing with Ina is the first name, isn't it?
I know. Yeah.
Ina, sorry. What's she
It's
like
okay.
as a person? And how do you two fit together personality wise?
Oh, with my new partner, you mean?
Yeah,
Sorry, her name is Idia.
Idia.
I- Idia. There we go.
Idia,
Yeah,
Idia. Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah. We match really well. To be honest, we coaches didn't even know. They didn't even thought about putting us together. We just came together one day because they were like, okay, let's just put them together, and it
Yeah,
just clicked. It worked out really well. The boat was just fast and with no effort. It just felt like it was meant to be.
wow.
So we, to be honest, we haven't been working much because we were up to like 3 4 weeks ago. We were still doing trials and everything. So
Yeah,
we're still like a pretty new partnership kind of. But we, I don't know, we clicked, and she's very easygoing, like easy to work with.
yeah,
Very hardworking girl. Like she, obviously she's like 7 years younger than me. A lot of things to learn, but I don't know. We worked really well together.
yeah. You're still incredibly young. But I'm just trying to relate to when I've, felt a long time ago when I was 30 or so. Um, what sense is there for you that you're the experienced, the wise one in the team now?
um, it's quite incredible to say that I'm the experienced one with 30 years old, but it's not very common in Spain to get to 30 years old and still carry on rowing. It's pretty new to keep on now rowing up to like 30. But I would say I like it. It gives me some sense of knowing what I'm doing, knowing where I'm going. Um, Having some control of the situation, which we don't
Yeah,
have really, but it's just the sense of I've been in that position. I know how to handle things different. I know what not to do, especially. Um, so, and in a way, I like it because I would say mentally talking,
yeah.
I know how to face different scenarios,
Okay.
which I like because it's I had tough times, to be honest.
Yeah. Um, I mean, you mentioned it was uncommon there. I'm just wondering. I think she was one of your heroes or heroines when you started out. Is Nuria Dominguez?
Yeah.
When did she? How long did she row for?
She rowed for a long time. She was like one of those. I remember trying. So we did trials for Rio, and she was still rowing.
Oh
And I
wow,
think it was at that point that she realized that she was falling out of the group and decided to quit. But I don't remember how she was quite old, like nearly 40. But
wow,
she's been like a no one got to that point. No one.
yeah, yeah. Um, so what's it like for women rowing in Spain in terms of how patriarchal is Spanish society? Is it equal across the genders?
Um, I would like to say it is. Here
Yeah,
in Spain, rowing is not very popular, to be honest. It's not like in the UK. Like for you, rowing is such a big sport, and I would say like I lived there, and everyone knows rowing, and they have a sense of, I don't know, like they see rowing as a kind of a sport, like a posh sport, kind of
yeah,
like
yeah,
a top level sport. Here is just, it's not common to row. It's very um minority sport, kind of. So because of that, it's hard to make differences because there's nothing you can gain out of it, pretty much.
yeah,
Um, but I have to say that before Rio, there were like gender differences within the team. Like we didn't have a coach for the girls. We didn't
wow,
have structure. We didn't have anything, pretty much. We would just go with we would go with the crumbs the men's team would leave behind.
yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
That
yeah,
that was how we dealt with it. And when Anna and I went to Rio, we actually made a statement of you have you have to, like, the girls need to have their team. They have to have a coach. Because at that
yeah,
point, our coach was not even employed by the national team.
yeah, 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 yeah. Um, how does it work with the whole Sevilla Banyoles thing? Like, explain to
Uh,
me.
so these are two, like, high performance centers.
Yeah,
The Today, so how they divided it is mainly Banyoles is for women's training, and um, Seville is the men's training center.
yeah,
It used to be women's and lightweight men and men's and lightweight women over
yeah,
there. So it was, but since there's no lightweight anymore, um, they just divided because the women's coaches live here, men's coaches live in Seville. So we just decided it's the best way to do it that
yeah.
way.
And how does it? I know because I've been to the Basque Country and the
Uh-huh.
Troneros, the almost semi-professional rowing league that happens there. What links, if any, are there from the athletes in Troneros to like the international squads?
Uh, Not much. I must say, so the thing is, up there, that's just, it's a very north thing. So in
Yeah,
Spain, you won't find any clubs, let's say any clubs that compete that league out of that area. So it's everything like up north, Basque Country and Galicia.
yeah,
Um, but down south, there are no clubs that invest on that. It's just a northern thing.
yeah,
So basically, the only thing they do is they all the rowing clubs. So they have like children that will row on Olympic rowing, and then as they grow up because they have like a paying,
Yeah,
I don't know, like a monthly paying, then they'll just go there. Because in Spain, if you don't have like a good result at Worlds, you don't get any scholarships or anything.
yeah, yeah. So, so what I was wondering, as you were saying, and wondered about, being good and getting financially supported. I'm thinking, how did you get your scholarship to Ohio State? Like, did they did they come looking for you? Did you look for them? What was the level you were at then? So,
Hmm.
how did that happen?
So that happened during my junior year. So first we went to regatta I don't know if it's hold like still in Munich. We used we used to go there to do like a pre regatta before Worlds, and I already got contacted from a couple of universities, and then I went to Worlds
Yeah.
uh, in 2008, no, 2011 in Eton.
Yes.
Um, and over there, I got contacted. I got contacted by other schools. So I then talked to them and decided which one I wanted to go, and that's it. It was as easy as that. They obviously asked for my ERG scores and everything that they needed to actually realize if they could give me like a full scholarship. But that's
Yeah.
it.
Oh wow. And how was your English, which is obviously incredible. How was your English before you went?
It so it wasn't bad. I could talk, not as
Okay.
fluent as now, and but I had to take more like English classes because then I had to do specific exams and specific tasks that they wanted me to do. So I had to increase and improve my English level. But then, obviously, 4 years in the States gave me a lot of fluency in English, and after that I went to Liverpool, so I had a lot of more, I was very exposed to the point that for a while I that English was my main language. I would think and dream in English, so that everything was in English. I
Yeah.
even
What?
forgot about some Spanish.
That's crazy. I think I knew that vaguely, but I'd forgotten it until you said you were in Liverpool.
Hmm.
Right. So
Yeah,
and when I saw that, I remember thinking, what? How's that happened? So could you explain how that worked?
so basically I was doing my last year um of my bachelor's degree in America, and I did. So I knew I really wanted to do something with children, and how to promote physical activity. I wasn't sure how to do it,
Mm,
and I landed on a class that was called lifespan development, which I really like, and I found what I wanted to do. That was children's motor development. And after that, I did my practical lessons, and I did a little bit of research with my professor, and I told her like I want to do this. I want to get further lectured, and I want to get more
yeah.
studies. I want to do a master's degree. And she was like, okay, I'll look, because she wanted me to stay in the States, but
Yeah.
I didn't want to stay longer there because obviously it was very far from home, and
Yeah.
I wanted to come back. So she, by the end, she was like, okay, you have multiple options. One of them was going to Italy, but she was like, if you're not fluent in Italy, I wouldn't go there. So I ended up it was either Liverpool or Wales. I was I thought if I wanted to keep from training, Liverpool was going to be best. but at the end of the day, I ended up training. So I ended up studying and then training on a gym every day on the egg. So
Yeah,
I could have
yeah.
gone to Wales anyway. So, but yeah, I managed to do both, and that's how I ended up in Liverpool.
That's
It's weird
crazy.
because it's I would say
Can
it's a
you?
very special place, but
Yeah. Can you do a Liverpool accent for me?
no, no way, no,
Okay.
nope, I can't.
But
No,
all right.
I honest
Unfair question.
that got that got to me because I got there and I thought I knew English. I thought I could understand everyone,
Yeah.
but I got there and I was like, "Are you sure you're talking in English? I can't. Can you repeat?" I couldn't understand a thing, but
Yeah.
not a thing. I had to ask multiple times to repeat it to me
Yeah.
because that's just out of this world.
Yeah. I think I know the answer to this, but I'm just going to ask it anyway. Did you have anything to do with Oxford Brookes when you were in the UK?
No, no,
Okay,
really, no, no.
because they have a picture of you on something on one of their websites. So I was kind of wondering, did Ina do anything with Oxford Brookes? So
No, not me, but my partner did. So maybe there's a
ah,
picture of the two of us.
was that Anna?
Yeah,
Anna
yeah.
Boda
Anna
Pereira.
went.
Ah,
Yeah.
well, she was at Stanford. Was she at Stanford or no? That's
No, no.
your
That was Esther.
that was
So
Esther
my first.
Baltimore. Yeah,
Yeah, the thing is, I had three different pair partners. The first one, which was Anna, which I rode with her to Rio. She went
yeah,
to Oxford Groups for a year or something like that.
yeah. So okay, three different pairs partners. Talk me through that. How did all that
Um,
evolve?
so I started with Anna. Um, it was just like I don't know. We had to make it work because we got together January 2016. So we had to go to the repechage
Yeah,
to qualify. And we knew each other. We were friends. We trained together, and we actually had competed together at the 2014 under 23
yeah,
World
yeah,
Championships. So we got together and we did trials with her and actually with Virginia, and the pair ended up being Anna and I. We competed, everything was fine. We then kept on. Well, I had to go back to the States to do my last year because I had to take like
yeah,
a year out, like a half year off. And when I came back, I went to Liverpool, then came back, kept training, and I had like and I was not doing well with training and mental health, so she ended up kind of taking a side,
Oh,
and that's when I started rowing with Virginia because at the time it was just Virginia and I.
yeah,
So we started training together. We made it work. Um, I think yeah, it was 2019. Our first when we won gold at Europeans, and then we
yeah,
qualified. We went on for the next year, but then the pandemic and
yeah,
everything happened with COVID. Uh, we kept on training, and then obviously we competed at the Tokyo Olympics. And after that, she decided that she wanted to try the single
yeah, yeah.
because she had always been competing in the single, and
Mm.
she wanted to try that project, and she went ahead and the national team let her do it. So I that first year of the Paris Olympic cycle, I started with a four. We tried a four, it didn't really work.
Yeah,
Then actually I rode with a girl from she had double nationality. She was from the States, and she also had a Spanish nationality.
wow.
Um, we did worlds at Czech Republic in,
Chiche.
yeah. And after that, I got with Esther already. So, and now already, like, I already have another, not pair partner, but another partner,
Yeah, yeah,
double
yeah.
partner now.
Thank you. That's really interesting. So when you went to Rio, your first games, have I read somewhere that you were disappointed by the experience, like the Olympic Village and stuff like that, or is that not right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Well, tell me
Um,
about that.
it's I would say, well, to be honest, I didn't have a great experience first because the village was very far. We had to travel such a long time. It was not a big distance, but the traveling time was horrible, like
Mm.
horrible. It sometimes it would take an hour, and sometimes it would take two just to get back from the racing course. But then the building we were at staying, it wasn't well built, so we had problems with the apartment above us. So all the water from the, like, the drainings and everything just
No.
broke, and everything went into my suitcase. I
Oh,
still had all the, like, all the tags in the clothing, and because the tags were like were dark blue, it just colored everything. It just wasn't a big experience.
oh
or
dear.
or you know, when you've always dreamt of something and you make and you think of it, it's such a, oh, the Olympics is going to be such a good experience, it's going to be amazing, it's something you've dreamt of, and you over expect something. I just went there and I was like, oh, so that's the Olympics. I thought it was going to be something different. At
That's
least the
really,
village. I think
yeah,
that the village didn't work for me. Food I didn't quite like. I don't know. It might be just me. I might be just special. I don't know. Maybe I just thought it was going to be something different.
I think you are special, Ina,
Yeah,
in the
well,
best sense of the
not in
word.
that terms, but
Um, how much did that affect your performance on the water?
it didn't really. It just, uh, to be honest, I don't think it did. At first, um, I do remember thinking, I this can go this way. Like, we started
Yeah.
in such a bad, like, on the wrong foot. This can't be it. And we just turned it around, and everything went well. I think we competed like we never did before, and I must say we just did everything we could. We gave our
Good.
100%. We got to the final. That was our, like, very, I wouldn't say unattainable goal, but we had it. Okay, we have to perform well, and we want to focus on getting there. But we know it's going to be hard. But
Mm,
the fact that we achieved that, it just still amazes me how we did so much in such a lot, like, in such short time.
yeah. Congratulations. Yeah. Um, obviously Tokyo was a very different experience. I know you got to the final in Tokyo. I was kind of
Yeah.
looking at your race and I thought I wanted to ask, were you always less quick in the first 500 or did the rest of the field just go super fast? Um,
Uh,
like
mm,
what
I would
what happened?
say, to be honest, to me, so that race was such a disappointment. We we didn't perform like we knew how to.
Because you were
Um,
great in the semi, weren't you? You were right close to the
yeah,
the Russian pair that got the silver.
yeah. I think, yeah, we got second, but we could have, if we wanted to, we could have won them. We just wanted to just, like, assure we were
Yeah.
getting into. And um, I just, I to the day, I still don't know what really happened.
Okay.
Um, I just know that we underperformed. That's what I know. It's not that the field was quicker. It's just that we just didn't do what we had to do. And for me, that was such that it was hard to process, because I know we had a chance there to. I'm not saying to getting a medal, but at least to fight for a medal,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is which is I would say anyone's dream, to be there. At least if you're not going to get it, just be there fighting for it, giving your 100%. And at the end of the day, if you've given all you have, that's it.
Yeah.
If they
Yeah.
if they faster, they faster. There's nothing you can do about it. But I know that we didn't perform like we had to, and that's just very disappointing, knowing the chance we had at that moment.
What impact did that have on you after the Olympics?
I wouldn't say it. So it had such a bad impact, but the problem is that I was already on a bad mental state. So to that point, I was already on hands off specialists, not just psychologists, but also psychiatrists,
Yeah.
because I had a very big mental breakdown right in November 2020. Around that, I couldn't carry on rowing. Like, I didn't want to be in rowing
Wow.
anymore. But at the same time, I knew we had a good chance to do well in the
Yeah.
Olympics. So I think I just went through everything because I had that hope. And the problem was that I gave all the hopes to get better by doing a good and getting a good result at
Yeah.
the Olympics, and that didn't
Yeah.
happen. So
Yeah.
everything fell down at that moment. All I all I had, like, all I had fought for, and everything I had to work for, and all the hard work and everything I had to do to get there, just fell on me at
Wow.
that second I crossed the finish line. It's honestly, it was very hard, and it's been really hard for me, to be honest. I haven't been able to be myself as a rower until pretty much the last race of Paris Olympics, to be honest. And I'm
Wow.
not kidding. I started being one rower, and I ended up being another.
That's so yeah, you telling that story, it really resonates. I mean, I've been treated by psychiatrists and have breakdowns, and I know a number of other rowers, Olympic rowers and medalists have had. I know Kaylee Filmer, who you will know because you raced her
Hmm.
in Tokyo. She has been in a
Hmm.
similar situation. Um, when you say, well, it, how did you progress from what you felt in 2020 to what you were able to feel in Paris? What sort of was the state? What were you doing? Was it just time, or was there particular treatment, or was there therapies, or was it friends, or what helped?
To be honest, all of the above. So all of
Okay.
these. So a bit of everything. I would say a lot of hard work. I had to do a lot of personal work. A lot
Mm,
of it, I had obviously, yeah, I had to do, and I'm still on a treatment, like a like a psychiatrist treatment.
yeah.
But I had to do a lot of personal work to regain. So the problem is that I lost my identity as a rower, as a person. So I lost all confidence on everything I had to do on a boat. I primarily relied on Esther to do everything, to make decisions, to even to like just the simplest thing as filling the boat. I didn't even trust myself on it. So I had to do a lot of work. I would say Esther helped me because I relied on her and I just gave her a lot of work to do while
Yeah.
I was recovering, and while I was working on myself and on my confidence. But it was just a lot of trying and trying and ever and try and ever and try
Yeah.
and slowly regaining that confidence of what I was doing, of who I was. To be honest, to me, it was hard because obviously I was as you said, I was the senior on the boat. I was
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
one with
Yeah.
the experience, but I couldn't lead the boat. I couldn't take that responsibility and act as the senior one on the boat, and that would also hurt me like very much because I know I was not doing my work. I know I was not doing what I had to do, and I would have to deal with not being able to do my part, but at the same time working on myself.
Yeah.
So um, it was hard
Yeah.
because lost when you get lost and you don't know who you are, that's hard. It's very
So, um, we can move on from that. I had a question to ask you. I was going to ask you if you minded me asking it.
go ahead.
Okay, so with me, I kind of tried to work out. So why did I have these breakdowns, and why did I need treatment? And I kind of worked out with my personality and a tendency to overcommit and do lots of things, and then you get more pressures and more stress in different aspects of your life, home situation, financial, and then you start dropping balls and you start missing things, and then that's kind of what happened, I think, with me. I mean, I know lots of people who have had crisis and come through them really amazingly. What do you know about how you got into that situation?
So I got into it because I would push myself and I was very hard on me. Like I would not let myself to make any errors or
Yeah.
just I would and when I was not performing well, I would punish myself mentally.
Wow.
So I got to a point that I I I I would say my mind kind of abused. So I like to think that I have two parts. So I have my strict part and my self-caring part.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
my strict part abused that self-caring part.
Oh, yeah.
I just I when you just it's like fueling an engine with the wrong fuel. Like if
Yeah.
you put
Yeah.
a water in your engine, it's just not going to work.
Yeah.
You have to put gas. So that's just the thing. I just literally I punished myself too hard, and to the point that nothing was good enough ever. I would always hate. I would just go training and everything had to be perfect.
Yeah.
Other than perfect was not good enough.
Right.
So every time I would come out of the boat, it's not a good, it hasn't been a good session. It's not a good session. It hasn't been good enough. So if your head is always not enough, not enough, not enough, not enough, I got to a point that I got burned out, and I didn't want to go rowing because I knew that my head was going to be so strict with me that
Yeah.
I wouldn't enjoy rowing, that I would just be all the time stressed out thinking I'm not doing enough, I'm not doing enough, I'm not doing enough. And then my thought was like, I just want to run away my head.
Yeah.
So that's what happened to me. It's just my strict part of me and my disciplined part of me just took the lead in a way that it was kind of a dictatorship, kind of,
Yeah.
like, just we're gonna do what. There was no balance at all.
Um, how are those different aspects of your personality? How are you with those different aspects now? And
I would say I'm
so,
quite balanced.
oh, I love that. Tell me
Yeah,
about that.
I I so I always have that little, because I'm always going to be very strict, very hardworking, and very high expecting of what I do, because I like what I do and I want to do it
Yeah.
well. But I also have my other side that has, what I like is that my self-caring side has the control now. I feel like sometimes
Ah,
I know that I'm being too hard on myself, and I know when to stop. I'm like, okay, you just being too hard on yourself. Just let it go. I know when to stop. Years ago, like, before that, before I went over all of this, I just never knew when to stop.
yeah,
I
yeah.
just couldn't stop. Now I know
Wow.
it's like, okay, now you're being too hard. It's
Yeah.
okay. Just let it go.
That's such
So
a fantastic, wonderful story, Ina. I just was wondering how much, your care and interest in children's development, and which aspect of your personality that comes from, or how that nurtures a particular aspect of your personality.
to be honest, that came, so in, I think it was 2015, before I got even called for the tryouts for the Olympics. I I was at Ohio State, and I had many injuries at that point. So I had many rib over like stress fractures that every year I would have, like, I don't know, like two or three, which led me to not be able to train properly. I would literally get on a decent shape, and then I would break, and I would have to go back
Yeah,
and train again, and then I would break, and then to a point that all the doctors were, you should think on quitting. Literally, they were like, you should
yeah,
think of this because your health is concerning, and you're not doing well. It was very hard on my mental health as well,
yeah,
because you trying and failing and trying and failing, and there's nothing we could do at that point. We tried everything. So I got to a point that at that point I said, I remember having a conversation with my parents, and I was like, okay, so I know I'm not going to get to the Olympics. That was my dream.
yeah,
I wanted to go. I wanted to accomplish that, and I know that will not be able to do it because my body won't let me.
yeah.
But I still want to do something big, and for me, sport has been such a big part of my life
Mhm.
and has helped me so much that I just thought that everything I knew and I had to give it to other people.
Yeah,
So at that point, it's when I started to search and research ways to do that,
yeah,
and that's why now it just kept on going, and I carried on, and but that's the point that I decided that I wanted to do something else and that I wanted to be sport related.
Yeah, okay, that's lovely. So how? All right, so here's another question, which you can take any way you want. So I read somewhere in an interview, uh,
Okay.
which was probably to a non-rowing. It was some newspaper or magazine, and you talked about sacrifice in terms of rowing, and this
Uh-huh.
is so I'm trying to avoid sounding critical, and I'm thinking of myself, who's obviously completely different personality, and I'm thinking, oh, I just love rowing. It was like I never saw it as a sacrifice. I was missing all these things, and I know quite a few rowers do use the language of sacrifice. So I'm thinking, how does Ina see herself now in rowing? Like, is she still seeing it as sacrificing stuff, or how did you see it back then when you said, "Oh, you have to sacrifice this and you have to sacrifice that," or have I got that wrong?
I I think you got it right, but I would say it's not a you're right. I think rowing is not a sacrifice, though it is a sacrifice when I'm not enjoying it.
Yeah,
And when I
yeah,
think what I'm doing is not worth of other things. What I meant is at that point, obviously, when I did that interview, I was still not okay and I was still not
yeah,
in
yeah,
my best
yeah,
mental shape. So to me, at that point, I think and I still think I did a sacrifice. So I I I sacrificed my well-being just for
yeah, yeah. Got it.
achieving literally a medal. Like I I knew that I was sacrificing that. Like I accepted to do that. It's not I did it willingly. Like it's not like someone just put like a gun to my head and
Yeah,
said to
yeah,
me, "You
yeah.
have to do it." But still, like when I talked about sacrifices, is it in that way? Just
Yes.
how is it worth it or is it not worth it?
Yeah, yeah,
When it's not worth it, everything feels like a sacrifice. When
yeah,
it's worth it, it's just you still are sacrificing things. Like your life is going to be different than another person's life, but that sacrifice doesn't feel like it to me.
yeah. How
I don't know.
how
Is
it how does it feel for you now in your new boat and a new situation?
to me, I have to say that now I'm enjoying rowing like I've never done before.
Wow.
I don't know why. Like I don't even know how I didn't even realize. Probably because I didn't know it. But now that I've been able to literally taste it, I know that I've been doing this the wrong way. Now I am enjoying it. I'm doing it because I want to do it, because I
Yeah,
enjoy, because it's fun time, because it just gives me so much. At that point was just because I wanted to achieve something. It's just always in mind, I want this, I want this, I want this. Now I'm just doing it for the sake of enjoying it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it's just such a different approach that I could do this forever, but
Ha.
I have obviously, you know what I mean. It's just like the
Yeah,
way that I'm doing it now. It just feels so effortless.
yeah,
At that point, I think I was just wasting so much energy on little things that I would just obsess with.
yeah. I know you talked about, fantastic achievement to be in the final in Rio, and then obviously you made the final in Tokyo. I was going to ask you because I know you've won, medals, gold at the Europeans and bronze at the Worlds in the pair. um, what they meant to you, or how significant they were to you, or how significant they are to you now.
To be honest, now that I see things from another perspective, I would say that the price that I had to pay for that, um, I don't want to say it wasn't worth it, because
Yeah,
that's
I
what
get,
I
yeah,
fought, what I fought for at that time, and what I believed in at that time, and that's something that I have to accept, and that I chose that way, I chose that path,
mm,
and that's just what I went with. But today, I think I still want medals and be up front and be
yeah,
battling the best ones. It's just I I'm not willing to sacrifice my identity and my well-being for that,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
if
yeah,
that makes sense.
yeah,
I want to achieve it the right way. I want to do it, enjoying it, and just like embrace it. Just just make it fun, and because I make it fun, it's just, at least I want to think that because everything is fun and enjoyable, at the end of the day it's going to be fast, because I'm not
yeah,
wasting time on other, and
yeah,
time
absolutely.
and energy on other things. I don't know how that's going to go. I'm a little bit nervous, I'm not going to lie, because that's a very different approach from
Yeah,
what I've been doing my whole life, pretty much. But I think that if from now on I get another or other medals, they're going to be way more worth it than the ones I already achieved.
yeah, yeah. That's so beautifully expressed. And I feel, in terms of, the level of uncertainty or unsureness, that would be a natural thing to feel when you're moving in a different space. It's kind of, the expression would be a liminal space between one thing and another. And it's in that space where you're experimenting and trying things out, that change happens. And
Mhm.
what you've articulated so beautifully and powerfully is a woman experiencing change in her life, very significant and meaningful change.
Right.
And yeah, and it's an extremely powerful story.
Yeah. Well, you're right. I mean, I'm sure everyone does that at some point. It's just, I think that because we do it in terms and in the environment of sport, which is a very demanding,
Yeah,
and a lot of pressure. It's just, I would say, it's much more dramatic, and affects, I would say it affects our mm, mental stability way more than
yeah,
probably in other environments. I
mm,
would say it's not, uh, to me it's, uh, change is not, it's not the best environment to have this type of change and growth and learning, which, don't get me wrong, I'm gonna take this, and that's something like I've learned something very powerful,
yeah,
especially for myself, and I know that I'm not gonna get into the same path ever again, because I'm not willing to experience that again.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
But I think I could have learned that in a less harmful way.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that may well be the case. I think the only thing is, I and I'm not saying, I wish suffering on anybody. I think that the process of suffering is such a powerful learning experience, um, and out of that comes something different.
Mm.
Um, yeah, which is how I'm hearing what you're saying, and so it makes. you know, because I asked you before we started, when you went live on air, I asked you about Los Angeles. I kind of now completely understands why that answer, why that question is maybe not such a helpful question. I mean, it sounds like Los Angeles is there and it's a possibility, and yet there are other things that are important to you as well, and
Hmm.
it's how those play out for you.
Yeah, just like that. It really is. I'm doing like a kind of a dual career right now. I'm starting off my nonprofit organization, and I'm still rowing, and I do want to do both, but I'm willing to do both while this um co-living together in a good
Mm,
way. I like I still want to do rowing. I do enjoy rowing. I still think I have time to do rowing. Like
yeah,
I'm still 30, so my body is still willing to get the
yeah, yeah,
work
yeah,
and getting all the stress that we have to get. But I'm not willing to sacrifice my well-being at, at any stake. So if there's a point that I see that I'm just going on a path that I don't like, and it's because it's what rowing demands,
yeah,
I might just step away and move on. I'm
yeah, yeah, yeah,
honestly, I don't think it has to be that way. I think I can do it other ways. But if at the end of the day it really demands to me to get my worst of me out of,
mm,
um I'm not willing to get again to that point.
yeah. So, Anna, you're an amazing person. I think you're amazing for lots of reasons. Not least because you're able to articulate, to talk about something that's happened to you, um, and express it so powerfully, um, which is a gift to be able to do that. I think.
Well, I don't know if it's a gift or not. To be honest, I've learned so much that if any part of my life can help anyone,
Yeah,
um, just by just by listening. Like I know that a lot of people do not like to talk about their private, their personal life, their especially their bad moments and their lows. But I think that is such to me such a powerful message to just spread it out and
mm,
share with the world, because anyone can feel that way. Anyone, um I think when um I remember when Filma talked about her not being well. At that point I knew I wasn't well, but I
yeah,
just didn't realize how bad I was, and at the end I was like,
yeah,
okay, now I know I'm not alone. I know that all the rowers feel the
yeah,
same way, or they have their lows. I know this is normal. It is not out of this world to not be okay. So just by sharing my story, I'm trying to explain that it's okay if you're not enjoying rowing. It's you might not be having a good time, and you might need help. That's what I'm trying to say.
yeah, yeah. Um, so, so this season you've got Europeans. Is
Mhm.
Shanghai on your radar at all? The World Championships, if things
I
go
hope
well.
so. I
Yeah,
hope so.
that
Yeah.
that sounds
Hmm.
pretty cool. And where will you be racing? So at the Europeans, and where else do the Spanish team plan to turn up?
Uh, to the dates, we are going to Europeans, and we might be racing as well at Henley's, but not any other international
Oh
regattas.
wow! Have you been? You've raced at Henley before, haven't you?
Yeah, I went. I raced with the high stakes in 2017.
Ah.
I was in
Oh
in the eight.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's that. Um. So Ohio State raced in what? What would that have been? Would that have been the Remnant then? The women's, because there was only one event then, wasn't there, for women?
Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah.
So we raced. I remember we raced against GB.
Yeah.
It was like it was the women's eight. Uh, and I think New Zealand was there as well.
Ah,
It just
that's tough.
we ended up racing the top eight in the wall. So obviously we still had a lot of internationals, but not enough to be able to win GB. So we just fell off the first
Yeah.
after the first race.
Oh, well, that's fantastic to look forward to. So that's a nice gap. So you've kind of got Europeans like coming
Hmm.
shortly. Then there's a good gap of trading block, and then there's another gap of trading block between Henley and Shanghai.
Yeah.
Um, oh, right, and so there's a lot to look forward to, really.
Hmm. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
I'm really excited because to go back to Henley, I don't know. To me, it was like such a good time when I was there. So
Yeah.
I would love to go back.
Oh, wow, that's fantastic. Um, And just finally, I guess, in terms of your non-profit organisation, what are you looking forward to this year for, your work with children's motor skills?
Honestly, is just to get everything set up, and my main goal is to get money. Just being honest.
Yeah.
I need obviously you need sponsorships, and you need private um, investment
How much do you
because
need?
for the first year it is around 150K,
Okay.
because it's so basically what I created is an after school it's like a multi-sport after school. I don't know how you said the kids.
Club or activity
It's
centre?
not a club. It's like
Yeah.
an after school activity
Yeah.
where children go, and just it's kind of a multi-sport. So I want to be able to give many scholarships to the children that have no or have low income, or
Mm.
not, they're not financially stable. So I would like to um, destroy basically the barrier that the low income families have to get
Mm.
to sport and to practicing any kind of sport because of
Mm.
their their economics.
Yeah. When we finish this broadcast very shortly, I'll talk to you about some ideas.
Sure. Yeah, I would love that.
Yeah.
I'm open to anything. Obviously, like I'm honestly, I'm just just the, I want to say the organization just to help other people. I'm just like the go through,
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
that want to
Yeah.
help. Just
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I'm I don't know. It's to me to be able to give children what I had is just what I would like for them, and
Yeah.
I wouldn't like just to give it to people that can afford it,
Yeah. Yeah.
to everyone, no matter where
Yeah.
they come from.
Okay. Well, we've been talking for over an hour, Nuria. It's been such an incredible conversation, really powerful, really important as well, I think. So, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much.
Thank you. I loved when you contacted me. So it was such a surprise. I was like, oh my god, my husband to be, he was like so excited because he loves to hear you uh in
Oh
the
wow.
broadcasting in all the races. Yeah, so he's like, oh my god, I'm so excited.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you. So we'll end the live part of this conversation now. Aina, thank you so much. And I look forward to seeing you in Plovdiv.
Thank you.
Bye now.
Bye bye.